characterization of it, and it has to be said, because the real truth is the reticulation of what must be engendered for there to be a participation in the obfuscation, a participation in the obfuscation, right? A participation in the I can't even say it, in the obfuscation, a participation in the obfuscation. Essentially, what that means, and I'll explain it because people, you don't usually explain the rhetoric, but I think I will this out. Participation. So to be engaged in the obfuscation is the hiding of the truth, the melding away of what is righteous with the game. It is the presentation of the game in order to shade or hide, obfuscate the truth, the reality. And it's like, okay, if you have to get me to participate in the obfuscation for me to get what I apparently want, then is what I want something that I actually should be wanting? This is really the question. Is if I have to engage in a set of behaviors that fundamentally are a participation in a shading of the truth, are a participation in a deviation from what is righteous, then am I actually engaging in something that I should be wanting to engage in? Should I be playing the game just to get something that I am told I should want, or that I do want by whether it's value, cultural values intake, or biological impression or motivation, or some level of mechanized aspect of what you actually are engendered to pursue or maintain a vector of approach towards? This is to say, if I have to act in a way that is deviated from what is righteous and deviated from the actual truth to get what I supposedly should want, or to get what the goal is, if I have some goal that I for some reason, whatever the reason, am compelled to pursue, but to do so, I have to obfuscate or pretend, or I have to participate in the obfuscation. This is actually a really important distinction. It's not necessarily just I'm not obfuscating. What I am doing is it is a tangential approach. It is a participatory engagement. So it's like, I'm not the one actually obfuscating the reality by saying, I'm going to behave in this type of way to get something that I apparently should want because I've been told that I should do that, or that I do want that with the level of whatever assumptions that I carry. But if I participate, so it's not even, this is, I don't know if this is an important distinction. Let's see if it is. But it's not that I'm obfuscating necessarily by my rote attempt to be engaging. I may be even fairly forthright in the context of how I present myself. I may be even fairly forthright, okay? But this is under the assumption that I am acting in good faith. However, and this is the important part, if I am called to participate in the obfuscation, if I am called to participate in the act of mollifying or obscuring and placing the truth at a distance from the actual activity, if I am asked to participate in that obfuscation by my behavior or my adherence to a set of values, what is my role in this context? If I am participating in this obfuscation, am I now condemned? Am I condemned for the obfuscation itself? Do I bear responsibility for the obfuscation as such? The act of hiding the truth, the act of intentionally placing things at a distance. And whose call is it for that to be as such? Is this a biological distinction? Is this a cultural set of values superimposed upon the population for whatever reason, for whatever rationale that on high has given unto? Whether it is some sort of creator or the cultural priesthood which hands out the set of values which you take on, or you could place it in the level of the biological. some aspect of totemic and deified set of portentions. But this is what I say. If I participate, if I go out of my way to falsify what I am, to pursue something that you say that I should have, what have I now done to the truth? What have I now played along with? Where now I am guilty. Now I am guilty for not being righteous. If I am participating in something that fundamentally is not righteous, and the presentation of the self in a way that participates in this obfuscation. Again, the obfuscation is happening over here. If I step into the stream of the game, I am now a part of that game and I am guilty with it. Right? So what is the solution to that? You don't play. The only way to win is not to play. And if I'm forced to play a hand that deviates from what is righteous to me, what is righteous to how I, if I'm forced to play a hand that deviates from the way that I bring myself into the world, by the good graces of what is true, by the good graces of what is actually the pure essence of what you ask me to take my pure essence and put it to the side and take whatever you told me to. You want me to participate in your obfuscation? When I'm over here, I got something real and pure. You want me to put that aside to play your game, to play your falsity? And this is what is asked upon man. And how do we respond to that? How do you put aside what you are to ascertain and attain what could be sold to you by participating in the obfuscation? You want me to change who I am? You want me to change who I am to get what you say I should have? To get what you say you say I should want something, and you want me to change who I am to get it? Well now who's at fault? Now who's guilty? The minute I play, I'm just as guilty as whoever set up the system of corruption. And I refuse to deviate from the self. I refuse to deviate from what is true. And I won't do it. And I won't step aside. And I won't let someone else take my place. Because I'm going to stand here, win or lose, as me, not as the version of me that you asked me to be. Fuck that.